places. It's like, being in other side of the world.
Yeah.
Drinking, Corona on the Strip. And then when I'm in, West Virginia in the Appalachian Mountains, I'm drinking moonshine. So all in a matter of 24 hours.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Now, this is always the easy, low-hanging fruit to pick from, but the Libo stories, any funny Libo events? You had to have had at least some when you were like in Italy or Spain or
Libo. What do you mean, like
Liberty?
Liberty.
When you get off the ship.
Yeah. You know what? When we would pull into a place like Spain, where you're usually there for about 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
And but one of those days we'd have to stay on the ship the whole time for watch.
Yeah.
But the other days it was a free for all. The sailors got off the ship. First thing pretty much everybody did was straight to the bar and get drunk. That's what sailors do. So you can't fault them for that.
No, absolutely.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was like go sightsee, take some pictures, then bang, straight to the bar. So a lot of boozing in the Navy.
Yeah, well, plus you're also young and, don't know any better. So
Of course. And, that ties into being like, we're in Spain 1 week and then the next week we're in Portugal. And when our ship when we'd pull back in, we'd be in port for like months on end. And me and a couple guys from the ship, we'd hop a plane to London. We'd go to Paris, take a train from Rome. Our Navy base was about an hour from Rome.
Really?
So yeah, I've been to Rome probably 50 times.
Holy shit.
And, we took a train from Rome to Munich, Germany, went to Oktoberfest, that big beer drinking, carnival that they have there every year.
Yeah.
Do
you have any activities that are non-alcohol induced? I mean, I know it's military, so probably not.
Well, back then, yeah. I mean, if I wasn't on the ship, working, standing watch, I was, I'd go to the gym. We'd have a, base right there on gym. But, it was, that was a time where there was just, it was a blur. It was a blur. A lot of boozing.
Yeah.
A lot of boozing. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fun
time.
What was the funniest incident that Chris Tindell found himself in?
I don't know if I can honestly, I don't know if I can share that, but let me.
Well, you can, but I can't guarantee you the repercussions.
I know. Well, let me see here.
No, you are right. I should time that better. I should wait for the alcohol to kick.
As a matter of fact, the first time when I first got to the ship, there was a guy on the ship that I became good friends with. He took me to. He's all, let's go to Rome for the weekend.
Okay.
And so we ended up going to Rome, and that Friday night we pull into Rome, get our hotel, then we go out to the bars and the pubs and all that. And my buddy, he's from Michigan. His name's Ryan Lubenow, by the way. So he got so drunk, passed out inside the bar, and I couldn't get him up because he was we couldn't get him awake, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Couldn't get him awake. He was so drunk, he wouldn't wake up. And finally, we just kind of left him in the corner until they shut the bar down. And so here it is, 2:00 in the morning, bar's shutting down. The owner's like, hey, you got to get this guy out of here. And I'm like, well, I've been trying. So finally, kind of me and a couple other guys carried him out. And then we carried him out like a block down, and there was like an alley, like an alley. So sat him down, and I'm just praying that he wakes up because it's 2:30 in the morning. He's drunk. I'm drunk as hell too. Just hoping that he wakes up so we can go pass out in our hotel room, get off the street. So
yeah.
Turns out I passed out myself. I wake up like at 6:00 in the morning, and it's pouring rain out. My buddy's still passed out. So at this point, I'm thinking, oh shit, hopefully he's not dead.
Yeah,
so,
when you woke up, did it click immediately what was going on, or how?
I was still drunk, obviously, but it's raining, and then that's when I got my bearings, and I'm like, oh no, this ain't good, and I finally my buddy woke up, fortunately, because I was starting to think, this guy may not ever wake up again.
Oh, yeah.
And so got him awake, and, we stumbled back to our hotel room, passed out. But that was my first trip to Rome. My first experience being in Rome, Italy, was having to take care of my drunk friend and shipmate that passed out in the bar.
Yeah.
And passed out in an alley. We passed out together, woke up, and it's pouring rain out. So, and let me tell you a funny story to continue on that. The same buddy goes out to when I was living out in Las Vegas. He flies out there for a week to see me. He pulled the same thing in Las Vegas that he did in Rome. He got so drunk in a bar, forgot where we were at on the Strip. He passes out in the bar. Forgot the hotel. I think it was where we were at, like MGM Grand, I think, or Excalibur, something. But he gets so drunk he passes out, and I can't wake him up. And this is deja vu. So finally got him up and got him out of there. 12 hours later. But I
love that.
Yeah,
I feel like Vegas end up dead tomorrow in a lake. It was probably my fault, but other 10% definitely the government suicided me for saying that.
There we go.
Would because you went in 2000. Speaking of, you went in 2002. Did 9/11 have an impact on that?
No, not really. Not me personally. I was kind of looking for change for quite some time, and I've always loved to travel. Always loved to travel abroad.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I think the Navy would be a perfect platform to just 4 years. It's not like I'm going to do 40 years. So, and like I said, when I was sitting there down at boot camp, they asked me, like, where do you want to go? What's your number one place? I said, I want to go to like someplace in Europe, and they said, where at in Europe? I said, Italy. Sure enough, I got Italy. So those were my orders. So
hell yeah.
Italy, like I said, it was my whole, I was an hour from Rome, an hour train ride from Rome. I was a short flight to Paris. So it was a European vacation, from what I call.
Sounds literally like it was.
Yeah.
How was Italy? Just over. I mean, obviously it sounds like a blast over there, but like, what was the experience?
The experience was, it was a great experience. I mean, it was, they loved their food over there. They loved their pasta, their wine. They just, they're a different breed of people. Different breed of people.
I've heard the food there's it's not like American food.
It's
where
not. The pizza there, the Italian pizza is different from American pizza. It's not as like filling or anything like that. But you can't. I mean, the pasta's there, the sandwiches. It was top notch.
Yeah,
it was top notch.
How were the women over in Italy?
Just your typical,
I probably shouldn't ask that if your wife's listening to this show.
No, not at all. No, I don't know if she was able to log on. So.
She might not be listening then.
Yeah.
So we could have had the filter off the entire time then. What am I fooling for?
She knows how to launch the investigation. I'll just leave it at that. But,
okay. Yeah, she's a pretty good spy in a sense.
Yeah. But they take pride in their looks, dressing up. That's a different culture there. Yeah. They're always wanting to go out and be seen with the Versace handbag or Armani, stuff like that. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Sounds like they are a proper country. At least over there.
Yeah. They they like to smoke though. I mean, it seems like everywhere you turn, they're smoking.
Okay.
So yeah.
But, cigarettes, I assume.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, I've heard American cigarettes are doesn't surprise me, but I've heard that American cigarettes are way more just toxic for you than European tobacco. I guess.
Probably I wouldn't know, but. Probably because Americans, they like to indulge.
Yes, we're very selfish, gluttonous people.
Exactly. That's why one thing about Italy, you go to Italy, you don't see a lot of obese people.
Yes.
Matter of fact, you hardly see any because they don't sit there and eat like goddamn 6 slices of pizzas and 4 pepperoni rolls in one sitting.
Yeah, they don't go through Church's Chicken before getting ready to do a live show.
Exactly. So yeah.
I want to give a shout out. Church's Chicken. I never had you guys before today. Very, very good. Very underrated. The best. What would you call it? The crust or the skin?
Yeah.
Very flaky skin.
Yeah.
I love that. Very good.
Well, I still prefer Hooters, but
okay, that's a good one. The atmosphere is much more appealing.
yeah,
I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But Hooters is really good boneless wings, though. They're very, very good at that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anybody send a question in, Lester?
Not yet.
Okay. Did anybody even log on to watch?
Now we have 2 people on Instagram and 2 people on YouTube.
Hell yeah! Woo! got a whole fire team of people watching right now. This is nice. So why leave the Navy? You know, it sounds like you had the time of your life.
Oh, I was
doing
ready
the
to get
travel.
out. I made rank fast, but I was ready to get out. I was ready to get out because I was just ready to get out. It was that that's a tough gig. Being on a ship like that. Months and years on end.
No, yeah,
So,
it's not easy.
And but I was ready to get out and do my own thing. So.
So when you did get out, what was because everybody talks about that still, at least in the military world, when you get out, the transition, the struggle stuff.
I adapted quick. The people, I think those are more of like people that have been in for 20 years, that have done that as a career, that struggle with the transition of getting out. Mm-hmm. But I adapted, went back to school and started pipelining and stuff like that. So yeah.
Did you want to know what you were gonna? Did you have the plan?
No, I just to go back to school. My plan was just go back to college and finish. So
okay,
and still in college, I enjoy it. But I didn't have a set plan. I just wanted to get out and do my own thing.
Okay,
so
nice. Now, do you miss it at all when you look back
no,
on it?
you know what? No, I made some good friends while I was in. Still keep in touch with. But no, I don't. No, I don't miss the day in, day out. Because it's real structured.
Yeah.
But I do miss like the places I've been.
Yeah.
That I do miss.
Well, who wouldn't miss Spain, Italy?
Yeah, exactly. Malta, places like that. Exactly. So
I actually I went to there's a I don't know what they call them, but like protein shakes and stuff like that. There's a place here that I go to, and the owner, she was telling me that she went to Malta, and very I don't want to say Anglified, but very English speaking, very small hometown kind of country.
Yes.
Is it a nice place?
Malta was my first port and special place, and I'm actually I've talked about taking my wife there at some point down the road, which we're going to do.
Okay.
Malta, you just look at that country where it's located. It's located out in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, okay? Like south of Sicily, north of Tunisia, Africa. Mm-hmm. So it's an island out there. Yeah, they do speak English there. Mm-hmm. But just the fact of being out there in that part of the world on an island is just, to me, that's just cool in itself.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but yeah, Malta's a special place. It's a great place. It's a place that I'm going to take my wife here soon.
Sounds nice.
So,
where all did you get to go within Europe? That you haven't mentioned yet?
Spain, Portugal, Slovenia, Malta, Ireland. Croatia, Paris, London, Amsterdam, Denmark, I think over 20 countries in Europe.
Dope.
So, Ukraine, Bulgaria, out there in the Black Sea. So.